definitely my least favorite part of the conversion. We just found some ants here that we're gonna have to deal with. It's actually our first time dealing with anything alive. This was the first time that I actually got hurt. Hello and welcome to week 3. I'm very excited because I am going to be taking out, or at least attempting to take out, the flooring. I'm gonna try to use this shovel here to get the flooring out, and Kevin actually he did a little bit here for the seat because we're not getting the seat one out yet, obviously, because we'd have to take the entire seat out. And we don't really need to do that right now, but yeah, he actually used a knife to do that. So if the shovel doesn't work for certain areas, I'm probably gonna try to use a knife or a saw. But yeah, I have no idea if this is even going to work, so we'll see how this goes. A trend at this point where things do not go the way they are planned on going. I was able to get out a decent amount of the flooring. Honestly, the shovel did not help at all, I'll be honest. I pretty much just ripped out what I could. There were parts of the flooring that could come out, like they were just kind of waiting to be torn out, and once you started pulling on it, a good chunk would come out, but other than that, a lot of the pieces of flooring were just completely stuck. So yeah, this is the amount I was able to get. It doesn't look like a lot, but it was a lot of work. We're probably gonna have to get another tool because, like I said, the shovel did not do anything, and the only thing that really worked was using a sharp knife. And I'll be honest, it really wasn't that efficient either, and even if I wanted to use the knife, it would take a lot of work. We're gonna have to figure out what kind of tool we're gonna need for that. So we're gonna do a little bit of research on that. So I was able to get this piece out. There was a little that came out here and another little bit here. And most of the work was done back here. So that was honestly a pretty good amount. Unfortunately, I spent an hour trying to get just those little bits out. Also, I just noticed the sunset looks pretty nice. Look at that. That's a pretty cool little sign. Speaking of signs, I know this is completely random, but I collect hearts a lot. And while I was ripping out flooring, I found this. I'm not sure if you can really see it, but yeah, it's a little heart. Yeah, I actually collect mainly heart rocks. I do like collecting other heart-shaped stuff like leaves or really just anything, but yeah, I thought that was a cool little find. So even though today didn't go like I had planned, I still got that sign today, so finding that made it worth it for sure. Hello, welcome to day 16. Since the flooring situation is currently on pause because we're not sure how we're exactly going to get that out yet, we are going to continue working on the wall paneling. This time we're going to actually try to attempt to get the wall panels out, and we're going to be using an angle grinder. We actually attempted to do this before, but we were just using the grinder wheel. We didn't really have anything else on it to really help cut into the wall as well, so that didn't really work out. But hopefully this time we have everything we need to actually do what we need to do. Yeah, here is our attempt, which really did not go that well. It also didn't really cut very straight. But yeah, hopefully today goes a little bit better than our last attempt. We're definitely restarting day 16, but yeah, let's see how this goes. This is currently my job because I don't really like being near the sparks. So pretty much gonna do everything I can to not be near them, but also just try to be useful. This is definitely my least favorite part of the conversion. I do not like the sparks at all. Just by the way, I'm wearing glasses just because of the sparks, even though I'm really not that close to them. It's just a safety precaution. I was going to try to work on the flooring, but with how uncomfortable I am with being near the sparks, that's probably not gonna happen. All in all though, it looks like the new wheel is helping because it is thinner, so it's cutting better and quicker. And yeah, all in all, it looks like things are going pretty well. I'll be honest, today was probably my least favorite day in terms of the conversion process because, as I said earlier, I just am not a huge fan of all the sparks. But the good news is we got a lot done. We pretty much got everything we wanted done today. We got all the wall panels out on both sides. We're just one step closer to pretty much having this entire bus be bare metal, and that's it. It is day 17 and we have finally found a solution, literally, to our flooring situation. So Kevin's dad actually recommended that we do this is to mix lacquer thinner and odorless mineral spirits, which is by Clean Strip, into a bottle and create a solution to deal with the flooring, because as you can see, this flooring is really hard to get up because of the adhesive, and we did a few tests and it looks like it's gonna work pretty well. So I'm really happy about that. Along with using this, I am going to be using this tool, which is a sidewalk scraper. As you can see, it has a more flat head, which will make things much easier to get out as compared to a shovel, which I tried using before. But yeah, hopefully it doesn't take too long and we'll see if we can get the floors out today. So, I'm definitely not finishing today like I had hoped, but I am honestly not surprised because, like I've said a million times, this is pretty normal at this rate. I also am looking super crazy because I had to take my coat off because doing this makes you really warm, even though it's freezing out, literally. I also wanted to show you real quick the process of how I do this. So, pretty much what I do is I find a spot like this. So a spot where the floor is already coming up, or I'll make my own spot if there isn't one already. And I will take this spray. I will spray it under here as much as I can. Not a whole lot of spray because it's pretty strong. It works pretty efficiently. And as you've been seeing, I pretty much just go as flat as I can with the tool and pretty much just go at it. This will probably end up being a 2-day project instead of a 1-day. Found some ants here that we're gonna have to deal with. It's actually our first time dealing with anything alive, so that's gonna be fun. All the way under here, so we have to get this thing off. This was the one that was all filled in. Pain in the butt. And we are officially done. So the bus is officially bare metal now. It definitely took us way longer than we were hoping, but that's pretty much like any other project so far with the bus. Let me show you real quick. This is the final product. As you can see, there is some rust. Honestly, for a bus that was built in '98, this really isn't too bad because this is pretty much the worst part that it gets. There's a little more further down, but it's really not as bad as this part. So we're really not gonna have to be dealing with too much rust, which is great, thank goodness. But yeah, I'm really happy that we finally got the flooring out. It was a great way to end week 3. I know I said this before about getting the wall panels out because of all the sparks that I didn't like. But I will say doing the flooring was probably my least favorite part of the conversion. So doing the wall panels was probably my second least favorite, but this was the first time that I actually got hurt because of the tool we decided to use and the kind of motion that you have to go while doing it. I think I went at the floor at like a wrong angle or something, or maybe just too hard. And yeah, my wrist has actually been hurting for a couple weeks now. So that's fun. That's why Kevin ended up having to do the rest. And yeah, funny enough, and I was going to mention this before, but funny enough, Kevin works at a much better pace than me. You've probably already noticed that by now. I have no idea why. I don't know if it's because he's stronger than me, and I've mentioned this before, but he definitely did a way better job. Went quicker. He did a much better job than me. But that's also part of the reason why, is because I hurt my wrist. But we definitely weren't at a loss because Kevin definitely works way better and way faster than me. Even though it took way longer than we were expecting, we're finally ready to move on to our next steps.